Tell me when the link's out.
Okay.
Yep, there it is.
Warning. The following podcast may contain material not suited for those who are easily offended or under the age of 18. It may contain coarse language, dark humor, and/or offensive humor. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Enjoy the show.
Good evening, folks. This is your old pal, Cube the Third, and welcome to a new Otaku Midnight after a long-ass hiatus. Sorry for the wait, everyone. As always, this is your mismanagement of a co-host, of a host, Cube the Third, and as always, my host.
Co-host.
Yeah, co-host.
You can never get this right. Now you're good, hey guys, Kevin again. God, it has been a while since we've done an Otaku Midnight. In the time that we have been gone, I have done 2 Bakugaijin shows.
Yeah, 2 Bakugaijins, and that last one was pretty damn fun to listen to, by the way. That was a good episode.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
It was a really fun episode to do.
Yeah, it really was. I don't know which episode I like from you guys. The one where you found that really lewd visual novel, Maho Sojo Risa.
Yeah, the lewd mares of the ultra-sexual netherverse.
Yeah, that's a classic, man. Fucking
if you guys want to hear more about that, go watch the episode A Slurp of Defiance, because that is 10 out of 10 material right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I owe you guys an explanation for, like, what's been going on. So,
of course, without like, too personal or anything.
Yeah, nothing. Without going into anything too personal, basically, we were off, like, about a couple months. One reason was that I was working on a project that was going to be shown at OhioCon. And for whatever reason, the contest, like the AMV contest, got canceled. So that kind of threw most of my work out the window. And also, for like the last couple of months, I was kind of been going through this weird funk where I kept having this. I kept going through this weird funk. Like I just didn't really feel like doing much of anything and all that stuff, so I pretty much have to say, yeah. So yeah, but other than that, we're back.
Yeah, sounds pretty much like your stereotypical bout of depression. No big deal, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, well, quote unquote, no big deal, but actually it is a big deal. But at least you got out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is, I've been wanting to do a show for like a little bit. And besides, I do have some episodes planned. One episode I'm going to be announcing at the end of this episode, so please stay tuned for that.
It's gonna be nice.
It's going to be really, really nice. It's something I've been hinting at for a while, and some other shows that I have planned. I'm going to be doing a couple of shows with with my buddy, with an IRL buddy that I know. He's like heavily into Sword Art Online, and I'm going to be seeing Ordinal Scale with him. So before Ordinal Scale, I'm going to be taking the recorder to his house, and we're going to be having like basically a hype cast. This is something that I like to call hype casts, where we talk about a show in question that's like getting a second season or getting a movie and all that stuff. We talk about the series like before it airs, so it kind of like as a hype cast, that kind of thing. And that's kind. I'm not sure if anyone else has used that term hype cast, but yeah, I'm coining it. Put that into the trademark directory. Put that to the trademarks.
Unfortunately, due to the fact that I am not a terribly big Sword Art Online fan in any sense of the word.
And well documented too.
Very well documented. We'll be getting to that in like a future Baka Gaijin show episode. But
that I suggested.
I'm not a very big. I am not a big fan of Sword Art Online, to say the least. So I'm not going to be on that episode. But I really hope you guys enjoy Ordinal Scale.
Yeah, this is something I didn't really plan. This is basically what I'm going to do is I'm taking the recorder basically with me to the thing, and basically as we're going like on the car ride home, we'll like do a nice recording of it and all that stuff. Basically on the car ride home, kind of like what we did with our quick takes on Kizumonogatari 2.
Yeah. So. Aside from all that, what you been up to lately, man? It has been a while. So,
basically, just saw basically the past couple of months, movie wise. I haven't really. There's really that much interesting me, except for Arrival, which that's up on my list to watch. I've been meaning to watch Arrival, which I heard is pretty damn mind blowing, and yeah, the movie season over the last couple of months has kind of been a little dry. With I kind of forgot the last movie I've seen. That's how long it's been since I've been to a theater.
Last movie I saw, I went on about.
That's not anime, by the way.
Yeah, but still, I mentioned this like 2 episodes ago on Baka Gaijin. But long story short, my theater, which never shows anime, showed the Sailor Moon R movie. I went to see it, and it was amazing.
Damn, son. That just happened.
Fucking meme lord.
You know it.
I really.
Okay, for real, go on.
I really do hope that they show some more anime there, because Your Name comes out in April, so I'm hoping that they show it. Like I'm hoping that they show Your Name when that comes out, because that's one movie I've been looking forward to, especially since I saw Children Who Chase Lost Voices, which is a great movie.
You saw Children Who Chase Lost Voices in that theater right by you?
No, I own the Blu-ray. Jekyll Geek gifted me the Blu-ray for.
Oh, thank you, Jekyll Geek.
Yeah, let's not spam the audio bits too fast, okay?
Like I said, it's been a while, dude. So I'm just like I'm so excited to like do all these soundboard shit, man. Come on, give me a break.
I mean, I can't blame you, but
I know. Go on.
Yeah, ever since Jekyll Geek gave me the Blu-ray for Children Who Chase Lost Voices, I've been interested in seeing Your Name, because that was a great movie, and I hear Your Name is even better than that. So I'm kind of interested in what kind of movie Your Name is.
Yeah, I've been hearing that Your Name is like absolutely fire. I hear it's absolutely on fire.
Hey, I'll wait. It's like I don't doubt that it is, but I want to see exactly to what degree.
Yeah, no, I get you, dude. I get you, dude.
Yeah. I've also been watching Ojamajo Doremi, because a friend
Don't
of
you
mine
mean magical Doremi?
I will end you.
Sorry. I gotta give. Okay. I gotta do. Yeah. Magical Doremi?
And to be fair, I understand, like, Doremi is one of 4Kids ever so slightly less shit dubs, but that's kind of...
It seems like a show that would seem like that would be less things to edit, unless if they edit like a gay thing out of it or something.
I'm not really seeing much in regards to, like, Yuri content or anything in it so far, but then again, I'm only, like, 9 episodes in, so...
Yeah, it seems like something that would be more inoffensive, that you don't really have to edit that much stuff out.
Yeah, as far as I've seen, Doremi is a pretty inoffensive show for the most part. It is hilarious, though. One of the best things I like about Doremi is that it's got this sort of humor that's very similar to... I'd probably best compare it to, like, Tiny Toons and so many more, like, out there Looney Tunes content. The stuff that's more focused on slapstick humor and fast-paced jokes.
Uh-huh.
Doremi has a lot of very physical humor, which is really fun to see. You don't see much in regards to slapstick anymore, so Doremi is a nice breath of fresh air.
And apparently, I guess says all, and we have a comment from Frazier saying that, "Oh yeah, dudes, it was fantastic." Not sure what he's referring to, or
I believe he's talking about Your Name because he saw it in theaters.
Oh, how did he see it?
If I remember, he lives in Scotland or something.
Oh,
Scott or something.
Oh, did you see it like at that Scotland Loves Anime thing or something like that?
Yeah, I think he might have. I don't know, but he does live over in Europe, so it makes sense that he would have seen it before us.
Yeah, that would probably make sense.
You guys always get movies before we do. No fair.
That, and you guys got A Silent Voice, and that's another movie. To be honest, I'm going to be real. That is
somebody in America licensed A Silent Voice already. For the love of God, we have the
in Before Pony Canyon. In Before Pony Canyon.
Oh my.
Fuck Pony. Sorry, we're not.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if Pony Canyon USA were putting like a couple of years embargo on the movie because they have no interest in, releasing it over here, and it won't be for another couple of years before we get it. Like, I would not be surprised if that's the case.
Yeah, because
I hate Pony Canyon USA in general, but they have certain business practices that I feel are kind of unnecessary.
I don't know, like, they seem like a more mismanaged Aniplex USA, if you want my honest opinion. Yeah, I feel like Aniplex is like the better of the two evils, if you want my opinion.
Quote unquote evils, but my opinion on both Aniplex and Pony Canyon USA is like, I wouldn't say negative or anything, but I'm still kind of you guys are good, but it's like, some of the stuff you do is kind of shit. Like, Aniplex doesn't release catalog titles.
Yeah, that does suck.
Meaning that we do not have any way of buying Rurouni Kenshin or Mitsudomoe or anything like that.
Yeah, that is the one. That is the shitty thing. That is the shitty thing about them. That is the number one shitty thing I hate about them, is that we have no physical release of Mitsudomoe, because I would buy that in an instant. Holy shit!
Absolutely.
That is one of my favorite shows of this decade, man. It's a good ass show.
I saw Mitsudomoe season 2 back when it aired, and that was fantastic.
Oh, same here. I saw it. That was like one of the first shows I saw on Crunchyroll. Was actually Mitsudomoe. That was the first show I saw on Crunchyroll, first ever.
Yeah, I'm gonna be kind of honest here. It wasn't until the past 2 years that I started more actively watching anime via legal means.
No, I'm not gonna bash you for that. Hey, the first time, how else did anyone see Madoka? Come on, I saw Madoka through through not so legit means.
Yeah. Not so legit memes, but it did include some really legit memes.
Oh God, yeah. Especially. Remember the fan sub group GG?
Oh fuck.
Oh, they.
My opinion on GG is not the highest.
We're talking about the fan sub group, not that hashtag or anything like that. Just for the record.
Hashtag. Oh.
Game.
No,
Yeah.
oh.
Something gate.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My opinion on that is also kind of neutral. It's like.
Yeah, I'm whatever on that one. Anyway. Okay, so GG fan. Do you want to explain, or do you want me to explain the why GG fan subs was kind of a meme back in the Madoka days?
You go ahead.
Basically,
because I never watched their GG subs, their subs for Madoka. I always check out other groups, but for different shows, the main reason why I didn't like them is because whenever they released scripts for shows, hold on, had some gas, but yeah, no, it came up front, but in regards to GG, they have a tendency, or at the very least they had, I don't know if they're still around anymore. But,
no, I haven't even heard a word from them, if I'm real.
Yeah. But they had a tendency to, whenever they did a new show, they would try to make, quote unquote, the script their own, which oftentimes meant coming up with really oddball translations for certain aspects of the show. Like, they did Attack on Titan, and instead of Titans, they referred to the Titans as AO-10s.
AO-10s? AO-10s?
I don't even know. Like they refer to the Titans as AO-10s, and came up with these really odd translations for, like, the opening and ending lyrics, and when they did JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, man, that was a shit show, because their subs for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure went absolutely balls to the wall in regards to, like, really over the top, flowery British dialogue. Like a simple line that says something like "You have disrespected my family" would say something like, "Truth, young maiden, you have disrespected." They would just go really all out with making these very simple lines, because JoJo, as written, JoJo is very straightforward. So they tried to take something that is written with the intent of being very straightforward, and relatively simplified, and trying to make it sound like much more grandiose, and flowery,
like kind of like quote unquote
is.
elegant, that kind of thing.
Quote unquote, yeah. Which got to an absolute ridiculous degree at times, because it would be damn near impossible to actually follow what is happening in the show, because you're too busy trying to decipher what the fuck everyone's saying.
Oh, okay. So I don't know this.
It got to the point where it was damn near incomprehensible at times. Like, I could not stand watching GG subs for JoJo. There was one week where GG was the only available subs for JoJo, and I'm like, really?
Oh, I bet you were Excalibur face that day. Oh shit.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Uh.
There were two different groups that were preferred in regards to JoJo. There was Nut Bladder subs, which is the best name for a subgroup.
Nut Bladder. Nut!
Nut! Yeah, there were Nut Bladder subs, which basically took the script for the available scanlations for the manga and just pasted it over the anime as subtitles, which worked. And there was also Kami, who did really solid translations. They didn't fuck with the script, for one thing. They did do a little bit of tweaking and editing to kind of add a little bit of, like, a British flavor to the dialogue, but it wasn't to the absolute excess that GG did.
Oh.
Like they would say, like, instead of young sir, someone would say governor, which, makes
Governor?
sense in context.
Hello,
Yeah.
governor!
Hello, governor. That's Ogre Street over there.
I just thought of that one regular show
The worst part
episode.
of London.
Anyway, I want to explain the Madoka thing just real quick. I don't know the script. I never really seeked that one out. But I heard that they were loathed back in the Madoka days. Okay, so there was this fan subgroup that I got the subs from Madoka from. I think it was Strikes Ayako or something like that. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I remember in the those commercials that say "Grando Spanzo Deku de Okurisimasu." You know that one?
Yeah, grande sponsor no tekyo de okurishmasu.
Yeah, in this card, they were tearing them a new hole in that one. Basically, kind of like if you've seen those screen caps of those old Dragon Ball Z fan subs, you probably might have seen like, "Fuck you!" Like this damn go like, "Fuck you, you bastard."
Oh, the old anime lab.
I remember the fan subs being very good. I don't remember it being like that wacky or anything like that. But then again, it was like 6 years. I still have I still keep around the old fan subs for Madoka. I mean, just because I mainly keep the TV version around just for memory's sake and all that stuff.
Yeah, with in regards to fan subs, I hate to admit it, but with a lot of fan subgroups, they can be very competitive with each other.
Oh God,
and
yeah.
If one group thinks that another group is shit, they're not gonna fucking hide it.
Yeah,
like everyone in their mom in the Tokusatsu community bashes TV Nihon to no end.
I got a story
for numerous reasons.
Speaking of TV Nihon.
Oh fuck.
Okay, that was the only group.
End well, if you're saying speaking of TV Nihon.
That was the only group that had the subs for this old TV show I saw like back in the day. It was this live action J drama called Densha Otoko.
Oh, Densha Otoko, yeah.
Yeah, that is a very, very good show, and that was how I figured out. That's how I learned about. I don't remember the fan. I think the fan subs for that one. Because I remember it was through TV Nihon. That was like that. This was like 2005 right here because I remember exactly where I got it from.
Oh no!
I did not know that they were so reviled and all that stuff. Then again, I didn't really check up on the community if they were shit or not. It's like, oh, first episode, okay.
Yeah, to be fair, for a number of years, TV Nihon was really the only group doing a lot of these shows. Like,
yeah,
they were the only group that. Like, they're the only group who has done Kamen Rider 5's to completion. And I believe at the time it was airing, they were the only group really doing Samurai Sentai Shinkenger.
Oh, really?
Or something like that. They were one of the few who were. But for a while, TV Nihon was like the only reliable fan subbing group for a lot of these Tokusatsu shows. But as time wore on, a lot of people started popping up more and more saying, hey, TV Nihon, it's like, they're not as good as people might think that they are, and they have a lot of issues with them. One of the biggest issues with TV Nihon is that I saw someone describe it as TV Nihon is a translation group that tries to translate as little as possible.
Oh, they're one of those.
They leave random Japanese words in the script for absolutely no reason.
Ore! And sick of your shit.
We love you, Pro ZD.
You are my Nakama.
And nothing will fucking change that, you fucking bitch!
Anyway, go on. I'm shutting up. I'll just mute the mic.
No. Don't worry, I get you. But... another thing wrong with TV Nihon is that they would oftentimes mishear lines and actually mistranslate them, and it would actually heavily affect the show. One example I can think of is an episode of, I believe it was Kamen Rider. I can't remember which series exactly, but there's an episode of Kamen Rider where a guy says, "Ladies and gentlemen," and then repeats it in, I believe, French. TV Nihon misheard that as, "Ladies and gentlemen, banana new shoe."
Banana new shoe. Hold up. Hold up.
In fact, there is a Twitter account.
That's pretty.
That is pretty bad. And there is actually a Twitter account called tvnihon.txt, and their icon is of a banana inside of a shoe.
Banana shoe. Oh, jeez.
That line alone is often... It's a bit of an exaggeration, obviously, but it's often pointed to as an example of everything wrong with TV Nihon. That and screenshots where they're keeping in random Japanese words, like, they do the regular stuff like baka and ore and anta and whatever. But occasionally they get really out there with the Japanese words that they keep untranslated in the script.
What about the whole Nakama thing? That started from a One Piece thing, did it?
Yeah, Nakama came from Kaizoku fan subs. Now, Kaizoku fan subs, much like TV Nihon, for the longest time, they were the only group that were reliably subtitling One Piece to a respectable degree. Like, the quality was relatively respectable. But much like TV Nihon, they also had a tendency to keep Japanese terms untranslated. Now, they were nowhere close to as bad as TV Nihon. I'm going to be completely honest there.
Okay.
They were nowhere near as bad. I've probably made them out to be as bad, but really they're nowhere close. The reason people respected them is because they actually did relatively good work. They didn't, blatantly mishear things or mistranslate or whatever, but they did have their little quirks, let's say. One thing that I remember very clearly from fan subs was whenever a character set called another one stupid, they would interchangeably translate it as either stupid, dumbass, or simply baka. There was actually one episode where, I believe it was during the Kuro arc, where the three kids that follow Usopp, the Usopp pirates, are all crying and they're talking to Usopp and calling him stupid. And the word baka is used 2 times in a row. The first time it is properly translated, and the second time they just say baka, which is just like, why don't you just use one or the other? Why are you using both? That doesn't really make much sense. But in regards to the Nakama thing, Kaizoku fan subs never translated Nakama. They always kept it as Nakama in the script.
And what was their reasoning for that? Yeah, I was going to ask.
Yeah, I'm about to get to that. Their reasoning is that Nakama is a complex phrase in Japanese, in the Japanese language, that refers to a friend who is so close to you that they are practically like family, someone who is very dear and important to you. And they made the argument that it was impossible to translate that phrase into a single word. Bear in mind, a single word, they said. They felt it was difficult to translate Nakama into a single word without losing meaning. So they just kept Nakama untranslated. Other translators later on came up with the argument that you could simply translate it based on context. Like, based on one context, you could say friend, another one comrade, another one family, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Shipmate, and so on. And they felt that Kaizoku fan subs was simply being lazy with their translation. Like, it wasn't that they couldn't translate it, it's just that they didn't want to translate it.
So they just kind of made up that, so they just made it up as just an excuse to like, keep it in, just to be total weebs and all that stuff.
I don't know. I like to believe that they genuinely didn't think that the phrase could be properly translated. But at the same time, I prefer the idea of translating it based on context, because Toei Animation and Funimation's current subs do that.
Oh, they still say Nakama?
No, they translate based on context.
Oh, that sounds about, because it seems like to me when it comes whenever I kind of try to dive into Japanese, one thing I'm always told that there's a lot of context sensitive words and they can mean something very differently and all that stuff. There's a lot.
Another thing that they tended to do in their One Piece subs was Kaisuke fan subs really liked translating Kuso as the word shit. Like, they really enjoyed making One Piece sound pretty profane. Like, they didn't they didn't sprinkle F-bombs throughout the series.
So they weren't like fuck you, Luffy.
Yeah, one or two would
Luffy, sorry.
One or two would slip in relatively context sensitive areas, which is understandable, but they wouldn't just, put F-bombs into the script just for the sake of putting F-bombs into the script. But they tended to translate certain exclamations in Japanese as being the most profane possible translation. Even something as innocent as saying shimata, which would probably translate to something like "oh no."
Oh no, yeah.
Would probably be translated as "oh shit."
When I took Japanese, shimata, I've always heard it's actually supposed to be translated as "damn it."
Damn it would probably be roughly correct. Yeah, that's
when we got to that part, people were
Shibata would probably be the most extreme translation I would give that word.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, it was like an old white dude, if I remember, because that's the one thing I just remember about that back in Japanese class. I just remember Shimata basically meaning damn. So
yeah, but yeah, that was basically the issue with Kaiser fan subs. They tended to be a little bit more profane with One Piece, even though it's technically speaking a family series. Not saying that One Piece doesn't have inappropriate material. It definitely does. Like, it is a very violent show, and a lot of the characters are pretty crude.
Yeah.
And later on, there is quite a bit of fan service, most notably with Nami and Robin gaining 2 cup sizes each.
Yeah, it seemed like to me like I remember like there was like a tweet a long time ago, like, someone like posted a picture of a One Piece merch. I think it was like a figure of either Nami or the other girl, can't think of her name.
Nami or Robin, yeah.
Like Nami and Robin, people are saying, is this show still for kids?
Not necessarily for kids, but let's see what I did there. Not
gotta go. Sorry. Okay.
Not necessarily for kids, but One Piece is considered a family show, something that everyone can just gather around the TV and enjoy on Sunday mornings. Mostly, I believe it airs after Dragon Ball Super now.
Oh, okay, so it's pretty much...
I believe it airs after Dragon Ball Super as part of what's referred to as the Dream 9 block. The Dream 9 block is a single hour of animation that Toei has on Fuji TV where they air new material. Generally Shonen Jump material.
Oh, so that's where they... Where do they air...
Yeah, that's where they air DBZ Kai, that's where they air Toriko, and now that's where they're airing Dragon Ball Super.
So it's basically like a Power Hour, that kind of thing. Like, basically, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z Power Hour.
Yeah, a little bit like that, yeah.
Where do they air Precare again? Where is that aired at? Is that ABC, Asahi, or something like that?
Precare airs on TV Asahi shortly before Super Sentai and Kamen Rider.
Oh, okay. Is that also on Sundays, or?
That's on Sundays around the same time as One Piece, actually.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess I have to choose if I ever go to Japan. It's like, oh, what show am I going to watch?
Do you watch One Piece or Precare?
Damn. And I know, because my Japanese friend likes One Piece, so we're going to fight.
I'm not entirely positive on that, but they are at roughly similar times.
Ah, okay.
Like if you want to catch any of those shows, you're probably going to have to pick between one of the two at some point.
Pirates.
Yeah, pirates. Pirates versus magical girls. The new battle. Move over, Pirates versus Ninjas. Pirates versus Magical Girls, baby. That's in.
Yes.
Yeah. God.
Magical Girls for the win.
Yeah. I'm on Team Magical Girls, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that like Precure probably airs shortly beforehand, because I can't imagine that Toei would create material that would compete against their own material. Because One Piece, Dragon Ball, Precure, Kamen Rider, and Sentai are all different parts of of Toei Company. So I can't imagine Toei would produce content that would be in direct competition with itself. So
yeah, I can imagine that.
Again, I might be wrong, but I'm whatever.
Okay, okay. So on some movies. All I'm gonna say is this. Besides, like, you know what? There's going to be a lot of movies I'm going to be seeing. There's one thing I'm going to be saying. Oh, bye, Jacob. But like, because one of my real life friends turned in, so there's that. Going to be seeing the Lego Batman movie tomorrow. That's going to be quite dandy.
Ooh. Please tell me how that is, because I've heard it is like the best Batman movie since Dark Knight. Amazingly. Yeah,
I've been hearing that too. I hear, yeah, because I heard from like this movie channel.
Like, you wouldn't expect Lego Batman to be as good as the Dark Knight, but apparently it is.
Yeah, it's because it kind of pokes fun of itself, and
oh my god, you gotta love a movie that is self-aware.
Yeah,
like not afraid to be a little self-deprecating.
Yeah,
you like that.
Yeah, like a movie called yeah, because apparently people are comparing this to Hot Shots, and people are also comparing this to. Yeah,
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, Hot Shots. Hot Shots is pretty fucking funny, by the way. If you've ever seen that.
I have, and it is hilarious. I have not seen Hot Shots since childhood, though, so I'm gonna have to give that another look.
Yeah, but yeah, I heard it's a fun movie. Oh, howdy, Angel Pit. Anyway. Okay, other movies I'm going to be seeing next week, if I get around to it. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be seeing this horror movie called Get Out, which looks pretty good, actually.
Doesn't really look that interesting to me, but okay.
Yeah, yeah. This is movies that are probably interesting, probably more to me than Kevin.
Yeah.
And for like March, I'm going to be seeing Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale, which we're going to be that's going to be done by my buddy of mine. That's going to be a review done by 00 Saradin and probably a few of his other buddies. That should be really dandy. And we're also doing the Sword Art Online retrospective, and also our thoughts on this whole hate-nom mentality that comes with Sword Art Online. So basically, how we're going to do it, I don't know when the next Bakugaijin is. So
yeah, the next Bakugaijin, like the date's kind of up in the air at the moment.
We don't.
We'll let you know when that. We'll let you know when that's happening.
Yeah, so basically, you're going to hear like Zeke's new take on it, because Zeke did a topic on this. Look up, of course, after you're done watching this podcast, look up Sword Art Online Bakugaijin show. Like basically, Sword Art Online and hate-nom mentality. That's really it. As for other movies I'm going to be seeing, I'm going to be possibly might be seeing Kong Skull Island. That's kind of up in the air right now.
Yeah.
Also going to be seeing Fairy Tail. I don't know about that one.
For me, March is going to be an interesting month for movies for me, because I'm going to be seeing Logan.
Logan, yeah.
Because Logan has been getting really good reviews. Like, if you know anything about the X-Men movies, you know that the standalone Wolverine movies, there have been 2 so far, and they depending on which one you're talking about and who you're talking to, they range from good but unremarkable to complete and utter shite.
Yeah.
And I've heard Logan is just phenomenal, and an absolutely great turn-in for Hugh Jackman in his final performance as Wolverine, which is sad, but I kind of understand his reasoning. He's been doing this role since 2000, actually. So
Yeah,
he's been doing
a
this
lot.
role for like 17 years.
Yeah, I've been
And
hearing.
I can understand why he'd want out of the role by this point.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, dude, you got. Hey,
It's
got to move on
like
sometime.
At some point you got to figure I've done everything I can with this role, and I just want to go out with a bang. And apparently, he sure as shit did. So I'm going to be checking out Logan because that looks fantastic.
That and it's rated R. Hell yeah.
Gotta love a good R-rated action movie. Which is part of the reason why I'm going to try to check out the John Wick movies soon, because I've heard those are great. That's another possible maybe that I'm going to be seeing John Wick 2, because at first I need to see John Wick 1. Yeah, same here. I'm probably going to go over to Target or something and try to see if they have the first John Wick for cheap. I'm probably going to do that next month, but yeah, I'm definitely interested in the John Wick movies. Back to movies in theaters. Beauty and the Beast looks all right.
Didn't you say you were kind of uninterested in that one?
I'm kind of flip-flopping back and forth.
Flip.
Yeah, I'm kind of flip-flopping back and forth on that. I saw a recent clip showing the opening musical number, Belle, aka Bonjour. And
yeah.
It seems pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Emma Watson is obviously no Paige O'Hara, but she does carry herself pretty well.
Didn't she get training from Paige O'Hara herself?
Yes, she did. She did. And you can definitely hear a bit of influence from Paige O'Hara in her like musical performance, which is definitely a good thing. Helps with the character of Belle going from animation to live action. But yeah, Beauty and the Beast looks pretty good, so I'm gonna try to check that one out. I am absolutely 100% watching Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, definitely Power Rangers. I can't wait. That shit's going to rule.
Because let me tell you, I am a lifelong fan of Power Rangers. I seriously cannot remember an extended point in time where I was not watching Power Rangers in some form. See, Power Rangers came out in 1993. And when that came out, my sister was already watching it because she's 4.5 years older than me. So when I was born, my family was already watching Power Rangers, so I just kind of grew up around that and became interested in it through that. So I have literally been watching Power Rangers my whole life.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
And it is going to be really fun watching a Power Rangers movie in a theater. I never saw Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie or Turbo a Power Rangers movie.
Oh, same
in
here.
Theaters. I always I watched the Mighty Morphin movie to death on VHS, and I didn't watch the Turbo movie until like a decade later. But this is going to be a really fun experience for me. I'm hoping it's good. The trailers look pretty good, especially the most recent ones. Like, something I've been really worried about in regards to this movie is that they'll try to go too dark with it, because Power Rangers is not like, even Power Rangers, even at its most serious, and in seasons like Time Force or In Space or RPM, even Power Rangers at its most serious was still pretty fucking silly. Yeah,
I only saw the first season.
So you still have to have some humor, even if you're going dark with Power Rangers. This is part of the reason why I hate that sort of ultra dark R-rated fan film, Powered/Rangers.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that one. I actually like that one.
I personally hated it because it was the furthest thing from Power Rangers. But from the trailers that I'm seeing, it seems to understand the spirit of Power Rangers. It understands that you can't go completely 100% super dark and serious with it. You got to have some humor, some lighthearted banter between the characters, and you do get a lot of that in trailers.
I do gotta say this. Remember when the trailers first started coming out and everyone started comparing it to freaking Chronicle and shit?
Oh, you mean the thing that Max Landis himself was the one who actually compared it to Chronicle the most. It's like, oh, boo-hoo, are you that sad they didn't use your script where Zack was the Pink Ranger?
Oh, gosh.
I am not even kidding. He actually wrote a script to the Power Rangers movie where Zack was the Pink Ranger. It was kind of dumb.
That sounds awful.
Dumb even by Power Rangers standards.
That sounds pretty freaking dumb, no offense.
and there like, apparently his script has been leaked online, but I've seen, like, bits and pieces that he's posted, and it does not look good.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
like, Max Landis, I'm sure you're a cool guy, but, man,
Don't...
And I'm all for subverting... Now, mind you, I'm also for subverting gender roles, but with Power Rangers, I also like tradition.
Yeah, there's some traditions that you just don't fuck with.
Yeah, so with Power Rangers, like, that's one of those like, especially with the original cast of characters, like, you can mess with their ethnicities and whatever, that's cool and whatever. Their personalities are what you need to keep in mind. You gotta keep in mind that their base and personalities are kept intact. Because as much as I love those old characters, they were kind of blank slates for the most part. Very goody-good. Not a whole lot of character development with those early characters.
Yeah.
I'm actually interested in seeing how they develop the characters from those old characterizations.
The thing I remember most, because here's the thing, it's basically the first season, and that's all I remember from Power Rangers. You know, Mighty Morphin.
To be fair, the first season had a really good character arc. One. With Tommy, so
there was like another one, the Green Ranger. I think it was Green with Evil. You said it was.
Yeah, Green with Evil. When Tommy was introduced, and he became the Green Ranger from Rita's evil green power coin. That is a fantastic story arc. Like, in my opinion, Green with Evil is the ultimate test to see whether or not you will be interested in Power Rangers long term. If you like Green with Evil, you'll like Power Rangers in general.
Yeah,
like especially the later seasons, like In Space, Lost Galaxy, Time Force, Dino Thunder. If you like Green with Evil, you'll like the later stuff.
Yeah,
because Green with Evil is the point where Power Rangers starts really developing into sort of more of its own thing, rather than just being Saved by the Bell by day, Godzilla by night.
And also basically like Monster of the Week. Oh, Angel Pit asks, who do you think is best Ranger? I'm going to let you take this one. You have more of an authority on this one than me.
Who is best Ranger? That is a really, really difficult one to talk about for me, because, damn it, there are so many good Rangers. The stereotypical answer is Tommy, obviously, but Tommy is mostly the quote-unquote best Ranger because he appears the most. He gets, let's see here, pretty much 4 full seasons of development, an extra half season with Turbo, and then another full season in Dino Thunder. So he appears the most throughout the entire franchise.
Is he also in Zeo?
That's the 4th season I'm talking about, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Mighty Morphin lasted for 3 seasons. He was the Red Ranger in Zeo. He was the Red Ranger for half of Turbo, and then he was the Black Ranger in Dino Thunder.
Yeah. Okay. And
but in regards to, like, favorite Ranger, like best Ranger, personally, and this probably just stems from my absolute adoration of that particular season, my favorite Ranger would probably be Jen, the pink Time Force Ranger. For one, she is, despite the fact that the Red Ranger is the figurehead of Time Force, she's the actual leader. And it's the only time in the entire franchise where the pink Ranger...
Yeah, Mike, keep it rolling. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and the best thing about her is that she has this really great character development throughout the series. She starts off very abrasive. She had just lost her fiance to Rancic, the main villain. That's one of the things I love about Time Force. First episode really kind of gives a shock to the viewer because it actually kills the Red Ranger on screen. And then they have to go back to the past. She meets someone who's the like 1,000 years prior ancestor of her fiance, and because he has a similar DNA structure to her fiance, who was the Red Ranger, they need to use him to unlock the Morphers. And as Time Force goes on, her and the ancestor Wes slowly get this relationship going, and by the end of the series, they are an actual romantic couple. One of the things that I hate about Time Force, one of the very few things, is that Jen and Wes are such a great couple, but they don't fucking kiss. Like, not even in the Wild Force team-up 1 year later, they don't even kiss there. Like, come on, really? Tommy and Kimberly are the only couple who get those rights. Really?
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, if I had to pick like a personal favorite Ranger, it's it's Jen from Time Force.
Okay. Okay. Besides Power Rangers, I'm also going to be seeing the controversial Ghost in the Shell live action thing.
Oh boy, I am not looking forward to that one. Between knowing who the writer is and seeing that most recent trailer, which basically spoils the whole damn movie, I'm not looking forward to it at all.
I'm still going to give it a chance, at least for the aesthetic of it.
I will give that movie one thing: it looks like Ghost in the Shell. Like, let's not get anything wrong here. It has the aesthetic of Ghost in the Shell. Like they nailed that. Like they nailed that.
Oh, that's
it's just that I don't feel. It's just that I don't feel that the story is necessarily what I would refer to as a Ghost in the Shell story.
Yeah,
I'm not really going to get into it because my sister's in the room and she's going to go see that movie too.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the room. I could still hear you. Your voice carries weirdly.
Yeah, your voice carries weirdly. Anyway.
Okay. Also, next movie I'm going to be seeing after Ghost in the Shell is Your Name and Kizumonogatari. The last Kizumonogatari 3. Your Name, I'm really looking forward to seeing. It looks like it could be pretty damn dandy, and I hear it's super emotional, and Stephanie Sheh is in the dub, so can't wait to check that out. And
always a plus to have Stephanie Sheh in your anime dub.
Yep. She did a really great job as Kaio from Erased, by the way. So once the Erased dub hits Netflix...
Stephanie Sheh is also a phenomenal Usagi from Sailor Moon, and and her material in Sailor Moon R is fantastic. She does a great job there.
Yeah,
I believe the Blu-ray for that one comes out in April. So if anyone wants to watch Sailor Moon R, the movie, go buy the Blu-ray, please. For the love of God.
Oh yeah. So speaking of back to Ghost in the Shell, just for a second, I saw the movie for the first time. In like 12 years. This is how I've only seen it once and only once.
Like the original 95 movie.
Yep, the original 95. Watching it in HD is kind of weird. The transfer is kind of wonky. I mean, it doesn't look bad or anything.
Like whenever they go into like the green CG material, it kind of looks off.
Yeah, because there were like some scenes. There were some scenes where it looked like there were some scenes that looked really interlacy, and there were some scenes that looked like they had some dot crawl on them and all that stuff. And I heard they redid that, and I was just like, "Wait, what?"
No, that stuff is only redone in Ghost in the Shell 2.0, which is heavily reworked, and I'm not entirely the biggest fan of that one.
Oh, really? So is it kind of like
mostly because it reanimates a large portion of the film with digital animation, and also changes the overall aesthetic of the film. The original movie favors a more green color palette, whereas Ghost in the Shell 2.0 favors more of a golden amber hue.
Ooh.
So it's like a drastically different looking movie, and I feel that heavily impacts the overall aesthetic of the film.
So I just got to ask, on a scale of 1 to Star Wars: The Special Editions, how bad?
Star Wars: The Special Editions.
Oh, ew. No,
yeah, very much. At the very least, at the very least, unlike with the special editions, 2.0 didn't supplant the original.
Okay.
You can still watch the original very easily with high quality transfers.
Yeah,
it's just that it is on that level of reinterpretation of the original material.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good time.
Yeah. It's an interesting curiosity, but not my preferred method of watching Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. I prefer to watch things in their original format. You know, I always like that option.
Oh, yeah. I'm hoping Disney, I'm hearing rumblings that Disney's completed, at the very least, a 4K transfer of the original theatrical version of A New Hope. So I'm hoping they release that soon.
Yeah, because
apparently Gareth Edwards, who directed Rogue One, was actually given an exclusive screening of Disney's new 4K restoration of the movie, so that he could jot down notes to use for Rogue One. And I'm hoping that Disney gets the rights to release that version soon, because A New Hope is actually owned wholesale by 20th Century Fox.
Isn't that something they own forever or something like that?
Yes. Yes, it is something that they own forever. And I believe at some point rights for Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and all the prequels will transfer over completely to Disney.
And New Hope remains with Fox forever for some...
Forever, yeah.
How did that happen? Do you know how that happened?
I don't quite remember. I did read up on it at one point, but I'm going to have to look that up later.
Yeah.
Like after the show, so I can kind of refresh myself on that whole situation.
Yeah, it
is just some legal fuckery.
It sounds super lame. Yeah. And also Kizumonogatari 3. And the one thing I gotta say about Kizumonogatari, the first one is really slow, but however the second one is a really fun trip. Oh my god, it's like the most funnest. I think it's the funnest entry in all of the Monogatari series, because there's a lot of fight scenes and there's a lot of entertaining dialogue and all that stuff. Compared to Bakemonogatari, which is very, very dense. It's very dense to get into. And I mean, don't get me wrong, they're really great shows, but it's just super, super dense. And
didn't Zeke one time say that Monogatari is the only anime that you need a strategy guide for?
He's kind of exaggerating. No offense, Zeke. You're kind of you don't really need a strategy guide. All you need to know is the airing order, and that's it. So it's technically a strategy guide. All you need to know is the airing order, and that's it. The only time I
mean, there's like Bakemonogatari, Hana Monogatari, this Monogatari Season 2.
Yeah, their titles are a little confusing, I'll admit. The only thing you just need to look up is the episode order, and that's it.
Okay.
Other than that, once you know that, you're pretty much good to go.
All right then. Yeah. Anyway, what did you think of Ghost in the Shell? Like rewatching it?
Rewatching it, I don't remember a lot about it, so it felt like a brand new experience. It was pretty damn good.
First time I watched the original Ghost in the Shell was in the mid-2000s. I want to say around 2007, 2008. Back when Sci-Fi Channel had an anime blog, Animonday, they would occasionally air some older anime series, and there were two anime that they aired relentlessly. The first was Macross Plus, which I've seen like 5 times through, and I'm never tired of it. The first one was Macross Plus, and the second one was the Ghost in the Shell movie. They did show a couple of other shows like Gurren Lagann and Toko and whatever, But those are the two shows, aside from Gurren Lagann, that I remember watching the most. Ghost in the Shell and Macross Plus. Like, whenever those were on, I dropped everything I did and watched it. Because they're good. They're really, really good. And Ghost in the Shell is a really damn solid movie. Which version did you watch? The original English dub or...
I saw the original English dub, so with all the manga isms and all.
It's actually not that bad of a dub, especially considering that it's a manga dub from the mid-90s. It does have a little bit of profanity in it, but I don't think it's particularly aggressive.
Blow it out your ass!
Get out of the fucking way!
It did have a little bit of the manga isms and all that stuff, but it wasn't like a bad. It wasn't like bad. It wasn't like fuck this, fuck that, or anything like that. Yeah, Angel Cop.
What you're saying is that it had profanity, but it wasn't fucking apple fucking seed.
Yeah, it's not like the next potential fucking short version or something like that.
Get lost. You wouldn't know a goddamn vampire if one jumped up and bit you on the end of your fucking dick.
Oh.
You know, that is still funny because apparently I finally figured out what 15ing was like a couple of years ago. Back then when I was getting into anime, I didn't know what 15ing was. Then I figured out what it was. It was because of like, you know, England. It was because of British standards at the time. You could show tits. You could also show blood and gore, but yet
in a 12-rated movie, yeah,
it'd be a 12-rated movie. But in order to like kind of like make it seem a lot more edgier to like
this is especially true for animation, which generally gets a lot lighter ratings than live action material. For animation, what would normally get a 15 in what would normally get a 15 in a live action movie would probably get your movie either a 12 or even a 7 if it were animated. So manga entertainment, in order to sidestep a 12 rating and also to help market it more towards an adult audience, they would add as much excessive profanity to their anime as possible to justify a 15 rating.
Yeah,
so you would end up getting stuff like Violence Jack. Where's Jack? Fucking chicken shit. Fucking shit. Fucking shit.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah, that pretty much does. Anything else you want to say before we kind of move on before we go to break?
Not really, but I sure am glad that 15ing is mostly a relic of the past.
Oh God, yeah.
Whenever you get 15ing in anime now, it's mostly completely intentional and oftentimes actually pretty good, like with the Prison School dub or with the English dub of Panty and Stocking. Fun fact, with the English dub of Panty and Stocking, the Japanese producers actually requested Funimation put more profanity into it so that they could learn brand new curse words.
Oh, one more thing. What have we been watching this season? I forgot about that.
I've been watching Interviews with Monster Girls, aka Demi-chan, and that's been a very fascinating show, actually. Demi-chan, on a base level, would probably look like your stereotypical high school fan service-y show, but it's actually incredibly light on fan service and very heavy on character development. Like, there is a lot of work put into figuring out how these different mythical beings, like Dullahans, vampires, or succubi, live in a real-world setting. There's actually a scene in the most recent episode regarding succubi, saying that it's very difficult to figure out. It is a bit of a controversial scene in that it made a grand total of 5 people on Twitter upset.
Yeah, like all 5. Yeah, basically the outrage squad of 5 people got all butthurt.
Yeah, and honestly, I think they're kind of missing the point here. because the entire point of the scene is saying that due to the innate sexual nature of a succubus, it is very difficult to figure out whether the use of an aphrodisiac effect on a train is accidental or intentional. Because, some succubi, being naturally sexual creatures, would utilize their aphrodisiac effect to kind of influence guys around them to kind of grope them and whatever. And it's very difficult to separate the intentional from the unintentional.
Yeah.
Which is just, a matter of fact because they're frickin' succubi.
Yeah, that's the thing. It
just kind of comes with the territory. It's not really meant to say anything like...
Learn your mythological monsters, guys.
Yeah. I think they were kind of misunderstanding it by believing that... I get the feeling that, maybe these people were thinking the show was trying to say, oh, women can be the instigators in train molestation cases, which I really don't think is the case. I think they're specifically referencing the fact that it's very difficult if the person is a succubi to separate intentional from unintentional.
Yeah.
That aside, Demi-chan's a really good series, and I do highly recommend it. I've also been watching, of course, the darling of the season, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Yes, me too.
Which is... That show is great because it is hilarious, it is incredibly charming, and everybody in it is gay.
Yeah, it's basically the gayest thing ever.
Except Lukua, she's a Shotokan. But it is a really good show. I love these characters. I love the interactions they have with each other. I love how they become closer to each other and develop as people. One of the best scenes in the most recent episode, I'm not trying to spoil too much, but there's a scene in the most recent episode where Kobayashi just kind of self-reflects, wondering, what kind of person was I before I met Toru? I can't even remember anymore, but I'm much happier the way I am now, which is just a really great moment. And it's really something that just kind of cements her character development over these first 6 episodes. And of course, I've been watching Dragon Ball Super. I need to watch the most recent episode with Boo, but I've been really enjoying Dragon Ball Super. And I mentioned this on Baka Gaijin Show, but one thing that I'm hoping for this season is one of the more recent episodes kind of gave a little bit of lip service to the idea that Goku's selfishness is dangerous and that it could, at some point, cause a huge problem that cannot be reversed simply by wishing on the Dragon Balls or whatever. So I'm hoping they kind of follow up on that and give Goku some development, showcasing that, him coming to terms with the fact that him having these very selfish personal desires of, oh, I just want to fight strong guys no matter what, is actually something that he needs to keep in check because it can actually harm more than help. Because this goes all the way back to the original Dragon Ball, even the first saga of Dragon Ball Z. When Goku lets Vegeta go at the end of the Saiyan saga, the reason he lets Vegeta go is because he wants to fight him again at full strength, because he enjoyed the fight. And he's just like, Krillin, don't kill Vegeta. I know this is a selfish request, but I want to fight Vegeta again. Which is not what he says in the English dub, but we're not going to get into that fucking can of worms.
Oh, God. Please no. Please don't.
Yeah, we're not going there. But yeah, this goes all the way back to the original Z, and I really hope Super kind of addresses this on the base level. Like just kind of addresses Goku's selfishness and, sort of blood knight mentality in regards to just fighting strong guys.
It seemed like to me and I guess that's just the Saiyan blood within him, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. When it comes to just wanting to fight. Yeah, because it seems like that's like within his like a Saiyan code or something like that to like fight, and fight all night.
That's kind of a carryover from the Saiyan race being a very proud warrior race.
Yeah. All right. Also, I've been watching another show called Gabriel Dropout. That show is super fucking silly. Basically, what this show is about is basically like demons and angels that suck at their jobs. That's basically the whole joke.
Demons and angels living together, mass hysteria.
No, they don't really live together, although there's one that they're kind of friends. Basically, you have a girl named Gabriel who is basically she is like the goodiest of two shoes ever. Like it was like one of the highest ranking angels. Comes back down to Earth, helps people, and then discovers video games. She becomes Umaru 2.0 without the chibi.
Oh god, that sounds like the greatest thing ever.
And you have
it kind of sounds like an extension of Saint Young Men.
It kind of does to an extent. Only there's like, you don't see Buddha, you don't see Jesus, you don't see what's the other one I can't think of.
Yeah, because the focus on Saint Young Men was mostly just Jesus and Buddha go on vacation in Japan and have a good time. Like, it's basically just Jesus and Buddha being buddy-buddy.
And also you have, and also for Gabriel Dropout, you also have a demon who's trying to become the next Satan, Saint Tenalia, best girl, by the way. She is basically the biggest boastful dumbass ever, and she is absolutely fun to watch. But I can't really remember much else. Oh yeah, and there's also a character that also likes to tease Saint Tenalia with dogs. This is like an angel character, Raphael. Raphael is basically the biggest bully to Saint Tenalia, and it's super funny.
Not sure how I feel about that one.
No, she's not like a bully. She just more like
like teasing her.
Yeah, light teasing her, like
that, yeah.
like I'm going to train a dog to steal your melon bread, that kind of thing. That kind of funny, yeah. Okay,
I wish I could train a dog to steal someone's melon bread.
It's worth a watch. I think it's really funny. Okay, well,
I might give it a look. I don't know about it.
Yeah, I totally recommend it, dude. I think it's great. All right, we'll answer this question, then we'll go on break.
All right, shoot.
The question is from Angel Pit. Are you guys going to read or reread any manga? I don't read much manga, but I am currently going through School Live right now, and I recently gifted Kevin all of the manga of School Live.
Yeah, I'm about 1.5, 2.5 volumes in, and I really need to get back to that.
What do you think about it so far compared to the anime?
It's very interesting seeing how the anime kind of grafted Miki into the story very early, because she actually doesn't appear until the end, like the very final page of the first volume. That's her first appearance in the manga. But in the anime, she's there from the start, and the story of her trapped in the mall is flashed back to in the anime. Whereas in the manga, everything's in chronological order.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't try and do that.
And I find it a very interesting approach, comparing it between the manga and the anime. I think I actually prefer how the anime did it, kind of starting with Miki in the group and then flashing back to it. But the chronological approach in the manga is also pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of a fan of the not everything's in order approach of storytelling.
Yeah, and I feel like the one core format kind of hurt it more than helped it. If you want my opinion, I felt like that needed at least 2 cores, in my opinion, to like cover everything that was in those 5 volumes that were out. Because I think they needed at least probably like at least 2 cores to like cover going on from like 1 to 4 and all that stuff. Because I think there were only like 4 or 5 volumes out at the time, if I'm not mistaken, when the School Live anime was put into production.
Yeah. With and also the anime ended up having some pacing issues. Most notably, there was one episode that was just completely superfluous to the overall plot.
Yeah, episode 10, which I'm actually going to be. Oh, I should probably announce this. We're going to be doing like a Yankee swap with. Basically, we're going to trade movies with each other, and Chibi UFO is going to be on that episode, and I'm going to trade. I'm going to trade that with him because I really like to hear his thoughts on that. And of course, I will say there is one episode in there that I will not defend and all that stuff. But yeah,
there's just one episode that's just completely superfluous with the plot.
I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Yuki has a nice butt, but but you know, I kind of felt like it, she has a nice butt, but it's like, come on, I want to see. I kind of want more plot rather than butts, if you want my honest opinion.
Yeah, we want some character development, and we want some, because they had a pretty interesting subplot going on in the previous episode that's more or less glossed over in that particular episode.
Yeah, I remember I remember back when it was airing, I didn't really think too highly of episode 8, but
yeah, and then I'm like, and then I was like, I don't know, like. Yeah, it's like half of that episode had issues, but the other half was still really good and did a lot to further the plot. And then we got to the next episode, and then both me and him were just like, yeah, no.
Yeah, that was garb. Yeah, that was absolute garb. But yeah, guys, I totally recommend the anime School Live. It's on Crunchyroll. Please check it out. It's not pronounced School Live. It's Live. I really hate
because Yakogurashi literally translates to living at school.
Yep, living at school. I really hope
the characters are in the school living club.
Yep, it's literally that. I totally recommend it, and after you're done with the anime, totally seek out the manga. Just seek out the manga.
Also, awesome. Sentai Filmworks has announced the Blu-ray release. It's going to have a limited edition, and it's going to have an English dub, and it's coming out in June.
All I gotta say is...
Soak it up. Yeah, I'm probably gonna try to set aside some money so I can get the limited edition because I really do love School. It's a great show.
It's gonna be beyond your budget, dude.
Motherfucker, I will try.
It's gonna be beyond $37, man.
Really? You went there.
Yes, I went there.
I blame you, Zeke. Why?
Okay, all right, guys. That's going to do it for this here first segment. Keep it right here on Otaku Midnight. All right.
So how long's break?
We're just going to go for like about 10 minutes or so. Okay, hold on.
All right. I'll be back.
All right. Oh, shit. Oh. Not this shit again. Not those DC again. Not those DC again. Okay, to Jekyll Geek. We should have more episodes coming. Okay. The archive for this episode is going to be is actually going to be public, so so you can probably listen to it later. So there you go. So all I got, I'm back with some new water. So if anyone has any questions or like anyone from Twitter wants to ask something, go ahead. So yeah. Jekyll Geek, as what we've been watching, I've been watching Gabriel Dropout, watching Maid
right.
Dragon, and
Back.
Okay, you back, dude?
Yeah. We're not live, are we?
No, we're still technically live, but we're
on break, yeah.
Yeah, we're on
Back,
break.
You can stop monologue.
Hashtag back.
Okay.
Hashtag Zeke stop monologuing.
Z-Card
You
Online.
just stop monologuing.
Anyway.
Yeah. Basically, this is Kevin's monologues, the freaking show. Hey, at least... Shit, where's my damn phone? Hold up. I'll be right back, guys. But yeah, before I do, Gabriel Dropout, Maid Dragon, and that's about it. I'm going to be checking out interviews of Monster Girls really soon, though. So, I'll be right back, guys. Kevin, entertain the guests.
By myself? You know I'm not good at that. Zeke knows I'm not good at that, and he does that anyway. Come on, please. Not good at that. Ugh. Ugh. And I'm reading something on my tablet right now that is the most politically incorrect shit, and I am not repeating it. Oof. Oh. Delicious microphone.
Don't eat that. You'll have to pay another $37.
Jenny!
Oh, God. Okay. All right. So you ready to return?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Okay.
Jennifer, shut your fuck.
Hey, I only open my fuck for certain people.
Jen!
You're not one of them.
Oh, God.
Come on, we're in business
Okay.
mode. Get out of the room.
Okay. Whew. Business mode. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Otaku Midnight. Okay, and today's main topic, I know after like a long ass first segment, this comes from Kevin. So, Kevin, take it away, buddy. This is it's a response.
What was it again?
It was a response to Giguk on live action anime and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. I mentioned this to Andrew on Cube the Third over here.
Yeah.
I mentioned this to Cube the Third over here over Skype a few days ago, and Giguk AC on YouTube. He does a lot of great anime-based video content. He's one of the better ones out there at the moment. And he made a really good video on YouTube. Let me just bring it up here so I can give you guys the exact title, because it is a really good video, and I do highly suggest checking it out. The name of the video is called How to Fix Live-Action Anime Adaptations. And he goes over... hold up a second.
Yeah, we're having barking dog issues. I told Ket. All right. See you later, Fraser.
All right.
Sorry, dog issues.
Giguk goes over, most notably, in the video, Giguk goes over why these different anime adaptations to live action don't work. And he brings up multiple examples of how these certain adaptations kind of miss the mark in regards to how they're adapting anime. One of the ways is, and you see this a lot in Japanese works, is that they try to be a little too faithful to the material that they're adapting. You see this a lot in content like Death Note or the Assassination Classroom movie, where, especially in the aesthetics, they skew a little bit too close to the original artwork of the manga or anime that they're adapting, and in effect make the live-action adaptation, which is supposed to look believable and realistic, look even more like a cartoon than the actual cartoon. This is also seen in the Parasite the Parasite live-action movie, which has some of the most hilariously poor CG monster effects I've seen in a long time.
Really? Really?
Yeah, because it just looks really...
Because Miki looked pretty good.
Well, Miki looked pretty good, but then you had the scene where this one guy's face opens up to reveal this giant monster that eats the head of this woman, and...
Oh, okay.
There isn't even a whole lot of blood, and when it eats her head, in the anime there's this, like, large splash of blood that's really exaggerated, but it also looks really disgusting in the anime. In the live action version, it's just yeah,
it's just
like her head is gone and her neck slightly wiggles a little bit like it's jello. It looks really dumb.
Okay. Now I understand where you're coming from now. But I remember Miki looking fine and all that stuff.
Yeah, Miki looks okay. But
by Japanese live action
CG standards, yeah.
Yeah.
Japan don't exactly have the budget for...
They don't have Hollywood money.
Yeah, they don't. Who said that one, Anubis?
The person who said that is VZ Mark II.
VZ, right. Thank you for that quote, VZ. Japan does not have Hollywood money. Good thing they don't have Hollywood accounting either.
Oh, jeez.
But I kind of want to talk about live-action anime adaptations and how to adapt them properly. And I kind of want to pick your brain a little bit. What are some movies that you would think, some anime that you would think would make solid live-action adaptations?
That's the thing. I feel like anime, especially with anime that has stuff that involves a suspension of disbelief, like shonen shows or magical girl shows. I mean, okay, I feel like I kind of came down from this. Okay, a couple years ago, there was a rumor flying around that Okay, I'm gonna probably butcher this guy's name because I'm not sure if I pronounced this dude's name right. Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro, yeah.
Yeah, or I'm just gonna say Del Toro. Basically, after that picture that went around of Del Toro, holding up two copies
of Blu-ray, yeah.
of the Madoka Blu-rays for like the first two movies.
Yeah.
A lot of people were going like, "Is he going to direct a live-action movie of Madoka?" You know what? I feel like with the Del Toro touch, I always kind of felt maybe it could probably work, especially with Del Toro. I always felt that Madoka was basically like anime Pan's Labyrinth in a sense, if you want my opinion.
I guess, but honestly,
but now
I just really don't think it would work.
Yeah, I understand. This is like how I feel like the live action. The Cutie Honey movie always looks silly to me, but
yeah.
I guess that was designed to be silly.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. It's sort of the live action movie's kind of a send up of other tokusatsu products at the time, like Super Sentai or Kamen Rider or Ultraman.
Yeah, and I heard that was kind of like that's Anno's thing is Ultraman and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, Anno grew up on that shit.
As far as
another thing that no, go ahead.
As far as like what would make for like good live action adaptions and all that stuff, I feel like some of the stuff that involves a suspension of disbelief would not work. I mean, I guess Sword Art Online would work. I don't know because apparently Sword Art Online is getting like a live action TV show here, and I don't.
Well, I can imagine Sword Art Online working to a degree. I mean, it's not terribly out there, and it's actually based relatively in reality. In particular, the games such as Sword Art Online and Gun Gale Online and Alfheim, they're all based on virtual reality, and the way that Sword Art Online presents virtual reality visually is amazingly similar to how it is actually in real life.
Yeah,
there is of course exaggeration. For instance, in Sword Art Online, there's sort of a full immersion effect.
That, and isn't there like, with their character avatars, they have like Kitty, they have Kato Monini, Mimi, I can't, animal ears, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's not until Alfheim, I think.
Yeah, that's not until Alfheim. In regards to Sword Art and Gun Gale, that's not really much of an issue. But with Sword Art Online, I can actually see a live action adaptation doing relatively decently given the right money, and considering it's being produced through American money, that's probably what they have.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure with it being done for American money, it might look a bit more competent, but it all depends with writing and all that stuff.
Yeah, and a TV show is probably the best way to go about it, considering that Sword Art Online is an ongoing story, a quick one-off.
Yeah. As far as other things, I feel like down-to-earth anime stories would probably do much better in a live-action context too. Like something like Monster or even like Grave of the Fireflies. I can imagine making for good live-action adaptations.
It's actually based on old.
What? You're cutting in and out, dude.
Hold on. Hold on.
Okay, I heard you that time. Technical difficulties. Do. Because I don't feel like getting a copyright strike. You still what? Huh? Come on, Kevin. Come on. Oh boy. Oh.
Stop fucking up my ping.
Okay, I heard you that time.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Whew. That's good.
Okay.
Where was I? Maybe it'll help if I close Audacity here. I don't even know why I have Audacity open.
You have the audacity to open up Audacity?
How dare I? Why is Steam open too? What the frick?
I just turn everything off. The only thing that's on is like OBS and chat and also all the other videos.
The big difference is that your computer doesn't suck ass. But
Core i7, baby.
Yeah, I hate you and your rich people money.
I'm not that rich, man. I'm actually quite poor. I just know how to manage my resources.
Curse you. What was I? Oh yeah. I can imagine Sword Art Online being done relatively well. What are some other anime that would probably make good? Oh yeah, we were talking about Grave of the Fireflies. Grave of the Fireflies is actually based on an old novel, and with Grave of the Fireflies, it actually was adapted into, I believe, a Japanese TV special at one point. Like a live-action Japanese TV special, and it was largely done from the point of view of the aunt who was sort of letting Seita and Setsuko live with him. And kind of how
first Grave of the Fireflies? Yeah, I saw that like years ago.
Yeah. So yeah, Grave of the Fireflies would work pretty well, considering it has already.
It seems like anything that has a lot more of a grounded setting. You know, I think maybe like I think something like Chunibyo would probably work. No, I'm not doing the Sentai version. Chunibyo. I feel like Chunibyo would work, but the only thing they would just have to like take out to make it more down to earth is probably take out all of Rika's ow, ow, or basically all the moeisms. They would have to take,
or at the very least, tone them down to a degree.
Yeah, or just
make them more realistic.
Make them more realistic. Yeah. Make them ditzy, but don't make them like holy crap ditzy, like how they usually are, ditzy and dorky. I feel like that would. Yeah. I feel like that would probably work because
probably it's like a Japanese production.
I feel like it would work in an American live action because with her delusions, requiring more CG in that sense.
I don't know. You could probably get away with it with Power Rangers level visual style, like something along the lines of like friggin' Super Sentai. I think you could get away with it.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right.
Considering that the Japanese have made movies like Space Battleship Yamato, I'm pretty sure that they could get away with something like Chunibyo.
Yeah.
But yeah, a big issue is that a lot of these shows that a lot of people are trying to get adapted into like live action just really don't work in a setting other than animation. There's actually an American production company, I forget which, but there's actually work being done right now on a live action Naruto movie. I'm not going to get into the cultural aspects because everyone knows that Naruto is primarily a Japanese cultured series, and that making an American-based adaptation
that should be a Japanese production.
Yeah, it's kind of stepping on nails there. And
okay,
with but the biggest issue with Naruto is that it is a long-running shonen series that is heavy on fantasy elements, especially in later story arcs. You might be able to get away with elements of it with the earlier story arcs, but still, there is quite a bit of suspension of disbelief. Stuff like in the Zabuza arc alone, you have stuff like Naruto transforming into a giant fucking shuriken that Sasuke throws, and whatever. But yeah, and apparently Masashi Kishimoto is heavily involved in the production, which might make it slightly less shit, but I don't think it's still going to be a very good movie overall, or even a very good representation of Naruto.
Yeah,
because I feel that Naruto is just on a base level not suited for live action.
Yeah.
Similarly, there's Dragon Ball, which
That's pretty much a well documented shit fest right there.
Well, even through the fact that Dragon Ball Evolution was very unfaithful to Dragon Ball, the parts of it that it did approximate still didn't feel right. Like, it still didn't work. Like the fighting in midair, key battle stuff. Like, that was. But if Marvel could do it, like, that was more or less transplanted over from the anime, but it still didn't work in live action because it seemed excessively silly and, ridiculous. When the
and weren't there certain segments that looked like seriously. That just looked like cosplay and shit?
Yeah, there were. Most notably in regards to Goku's gi. Like, as a cosplay, that gi would probably look pretty good, but man, it does not look very good in regards to, like, an actual costume for, like, battle.
Yeah. It really doesn't.
Yeah. Something similar happened with... Hold on, where am I going with this? Never mind. But yeah, that's really a big issue with live-action anime adaptations. There's too much of a separation from reality for a lot of these adaptations to actually work. You can kind of make approximations, and a big issue is that if you're going to adapt something, you have to know what will work in a visual medium as looking believable and realistic versus what looks good in animation. Giga makes a really good comparison with Edge of Tomorrow, which is based on
that was like one of the best adaptations, and I was kind of surprised to learn.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was surprised to learn that the original mimics were actually just like balls with teeth, and I'm just like, so basically Langoliers. If anyone knows what I'm talking about,
and we know how the Langoliers look in live action, not very good.
Well, at least by night, I think with today's standards, they would look okay, but they would look a little.
Possibly. I don't know. Stephen King's kind of out there to begin with.
Yeah.
But yeah, and for the movie, they changed him into these, like, sort of semi-metallic tentacle creatures that just kind of folded over each other and attacked with these, like, giant spiky tentacle attacks and whatever. Like, it works a lot better when they look like these otherworldly monstrosities of, like, metal and kind of sort of flesh, I guess, like, not quite, compared to the, like, Langoliers of the original material. Like, that was a really good visual change for the mimics.
Yeah, and sometimes when, like, something like, if someone requires, like, a little bit of a change, like, for it to look good in a live action context, I'm okay with that. I'm not, like, one of those purists that are like, oh man, it has to look 1v1. It has to be a 1-to-1 replica of what I saw in the anime and manga. Sometimes you gotta change it up just a little bit.
Really good example of a positive change from animated to live action is the recent Jungle Book movie. Have you seen that one?
No, I have not, actually.
Alright. Most notably, I'm thinking of King Louie. In the original cartoon, King Louie was an original creation for the cartoon, for the record. King Louie was not in the original novels. And King Louie was an orangutan who was very bouncy, very jazzy. Hell, he was voiced by a jazz singer. And was very goofy, very over the top.
Scatman Crothers, I think? No, I have to look that up later.
No, it wasn't Scatman Crothers, it was someone else. But he was voiced by a very prominent jazz singer, and he had this very over-the-top, theatrical, cartoony way of going about his job. And of course, when you adapt something like that into live action, it doesn't work. And the Jungle Book was generally going for a bit of an amalgam between the original cartoon and the novel, which I think it did a pretty good job of overall. And one of the biggest changes that they made to the original cartoon version was turning King Louis from an orangutan into an ancient ape-like creature called a Gigantopithecus. I cannot believe I actually remembered the name of that damn thing.
Gigantopithecus? What?
Gigantopithecus.
Gigantopithecus. Oh, okay, that's
that's
a tongue twister.
It is, but it worked because they ended up kind of playing off of the original character's "you scratch my back, I scratch yours" mentality to make King Louis sort of a mob boss of the jungle type character. They made him very big, very imposing. Like, when he first appears, he is like 10 stories tall and could, like, just put down one hand and just splat Mowgli flat. And it worked really well in the movie as making him a more intimidating and believable threat to Mowgli. Because in the original cartoon, you could get away with him being sort of an affable villain-type character that's supposed to be a bad influence on him. But it's kind of difficult to do that in live action without coming off as incredibly stupid. So they took elements of his original characterization, kind of went in a different direction with it, and made him more imposing and a bigger threat, which I felt worked wonders for the movie. And King Louis is actually probably my favorite part of that movie. Helps that he is voiced by Christopher Walken, and believe it or not, in the movie, he is summoned by Mowgli ringing a cowbell.
That is a great nod. That is a great nod, man.
I was laughing my ass. I was desperately trying not to laugh my ass off in the theater when I saw that, because it's like, sweet Jesus, what the hell?
Were people actually laughing in the theater, or was it dead quiet?
No, it was dead quiet. I think I was the only one who actually got that reference. It was like, oh my god, why?
So you were the only normie that got it? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yes.
Jeez.
It's great. If you guys want to watch the Jungle Book movie, it's on Netflix. Go check it out. It's great. Something I actually really like. Disney has this thing where, like, a couple months after the Blu-ray releases, like 2 months after the Blu-ray releases, they'll put it on Netflix.
That is good.
Yeah. Like, they got Zootopia on there too. It's really nice.
I still need to see that.
Motherfucker, have you not? It's a good movie. Check it out.
I just haven't had the time, so. Okay.
But aside from that, as far as an adaptation, I think would work well in live action. Again, that's kind of a difficult thing to pinpoint.
You know, maybe
it's probably the most stereotypical one to say, but I really do think like Cowboy Bebop would work relatively well in live action.
Yeah, and apparently there's been one.
I think you could realistically figure out a way to make Cowboy Bebop work in a live action setting. Similarly, I think you could find a way to make Akira work as like a big budget, probably around like $150 million movie.
And Battle Angel and Lita, and also Battle Angel and Lita, which has like been teased around for like forever.
Yeah, I believe production on that is actually moving forward with Robert Rodriguez directing.
Oh, really? So it's no longer what's his name, the guy behind Avatar?
James Cameron is still involved. He's producer, and he's kind of working with Rodriguez on the story. But James Cameron, foolishly in my opinion, is focusing more on creating Avatar sequels. And, you know, I've heard it said before, but it is amazing that the highest grossing movie of all time has made practically no cultural footprint whatsoever.
Yeah, because it was kind of revered as a joke for a while.
It in my opinion, it actually is still a joke. Because it made all this money, and yet, if you ask anybody what they consider to be like an iconic part of that movie, probably the best thing you'll get is the CG was nice.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you had blue boobs McFurry dream over there. They basically took Crystal from Star Fox, turned her into a cat, and then just copy-pasted for the entire species. That's what they did.
This is my persona.
This is my persona.
But there's so little to Avatar as a movie, and yet it is just such... And yet it did so damn well, strictly off of the gimmick of doing 3D right. Friggin' 2 months later, How to Train Your Dragon came out and did it even better.
Yeah,
it's like James Cameron made such a big deal out of, I've worked so hard over all these years to make sure that the 3D looks just perfect for this movie, and I'm so glad that you all get to see 3D done absolutely right. 2 months later, How to Train Your Dragon. Bitch, please!
It was probably done in less time too.
Much less time, and it's a much better movie.
And that's probably my favorite DreamWorks movie too.
Mine is Kung Fu Panda 2. Kung Fu Panda fucking rocks, okay? It sounds ridiculous, but Kung Fu Panda is amazing.
Okay, you have anything else to say?
Something that you said about Avatar that might be why it sucked.
What's up, Jen? You can speak up.
I think the reason Kung Fu Panda, or not, sorry, I think the reason Avatar had a problem like that was because it was in development and writing so long. If you focus too long on a story, you're going to end up over writing it. And I have been guilty of this, and lots of fan artists and stuff have been guilty of this. You dwell on it too long, and everything that you had originally just sort of turns into a overdeveloped clusterfuck.
Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like he took a little bit too long in the writing stages of doing Avatar. So the end result kind of felt like retreading a lot of material that's already been done before because he focused too much on getting all these other aspects right that he didn't focus on what was healthy for the film as a whole.
More, I think the story was streamlined and written to be so smooth that it all became the same notes and nothing memorable stood out.
Yeah, it doesn't help that the movie's basically just space Pocahontas.
Yeah, or Pocahontas in space, or I remember that's what my friend called it. It was Pocahontas in space.
It seriously is Pocahontas in space.
With ponytail sex.
Yeah, in indigenous tribe with whatever kind of mineral that invading primarily white people need. You know, it's the same shit that you've heard a million times before and in a million other better movies. Like, Avatar's really nothing special when you get down to it. It just looks nice.
Yeah.
Which is, not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, you gotta do things that, necessarily make the movie excel at something other than just looking good. And that's really the big issue with Avatar. It doesn't really do anything particularly good or particularly bad. It's just incredibly bland.
It's kind of there. Everything's the same notes.
We're kind of getting off topic.
Yeah,
thank you for that input, Jennifer. That was very good.
Yeah, that was very good.
You're welcome.
Anyway, but yeah, I'd probably say like Cowboy Bebop and Akira could probably work as live action movies.
You know what I also would think would work out as a live action series? That would probably be only for HBO, by the way. I think you know where I'm going with this. Berserk.
Berserk would actually make a really cool live action adaptation.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Yeah,
I can definitely see a Berserk series being kind of done in the sort of style of like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, most definitely Game of
really
Thrones.
I can definitely see that working. Yeah. Dang, how has no one thought of that? Like HBO, Showtime, somebody get on that. Like Netflix, please.
Yeah, that'd be
a live action Berserk TV series like that. That is cool.
Yeah, that would be
really cool.
That would be a really cool. That would be fire right there. That's really all I can really think of But yeah,
And I think you could also make a relatively good live action adaptation of the original Mobile Suit Gundam. Especially considering that Gundam is, for the most part, rooted in actual science.
yeah, I can see that working too.
It is a quote unquote real robot show. So, of course, it would make sense that it would probably be well suited to a live action adaptation. We have gotten a live action adaptation, kind of, in the form of G Savior, but really, I don't consider that to be much of a Gundam movie. I very much prefer again. G Savior is one of those movies where I think it kind of missed the root of Gundam, and I think an actual movie trilogy for the original series would work well. I mean, you already have an actual animated movie trilogy to work off of, so just take that and kind of build off of that. Maybe add elements of Tomio's novels or whatever.
Yeah, like Gaia Gear and all that stuff.
I'm talking more like his original novels that he made in 1980, after the original Gundam series ended. Because he made a trilogy of novels that have been kind of re-released over the past couple decades, actually. And they're adaptations that I've been meaning to read, but have never really gotten around to for God knows what reason. Should probably look that up once the show's over and kind of see.
Yeah, because I know of one of them, and that's Gaia Gear and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's not really what I'm talking about, though. It's just called the Mobile Suit Gundam novels. Like, they're just called Mobile Suit Gundam. And they follow an edited version of the original story. You could easily make a competent live action adaptation of Gundam. Using Hollywood money, obviously, but again, it's doable. Other material that I think would do well in live action. Honestly, right now I'm just kind of paging my eyes through my anime shelf over here and saying, it's what would work well as an anime? Hunter x Hunter would not. Really
Hunter x Hunter would not work as a live action thingy.
As dark and serious and mature as Hunter x Hunter gets, it's still an anime through and through. It's still kind of out there. So yeah, I don't think that would work particularly well. I would like to see a more modern interpretation of Golago 13 in live action.
Yeah, that's another thing. Golago 13 would work. Golago 13.
Back in the 70s, there actually was a live action Golago movie, the Kowloon Assassin or something like that. But I would like to see what a live action Golago movie would be like with modern money, modern technology, and whatever. Because I feel you would be able to much more easily get across the general style of. I think you could probably better get across the general style of Golago in a modern live action adaptation.
Yeah, that would definitely work. I can't really think of anything else. You want to go on to email?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
so,
and
basically, the point is, anime can work in live action, but not all anime can work.
Yeah, just
you kind of have to pick and choose, and when you do adapt, you have to understand what's healthy for the adaptation in the new medium that you're doing, because not all mediums are created equally. What works in manga won't necessarily work in live action, or in an anime, and what works in an anime won't necessarily work in live action, and so on and so forth. You got to really kind of pick and choose what you're going to put into the adaptation. Another thing that Giga pointed out was Old Boy. Maxwell, shut up! Oh my god! Come on in!
No barking dogs! No barking dogs.
But,
Barky.
You're just getting interrupted so gosh darn much.
Okay, that's it. No more visit. No more of that.
No more? What is that?
This is a Burger King vanilla milkshake because they are amazeballs.
Huh.
Amazeballs? Really? Really?
She uses that word, yeah. Anyway, but back to the topic. One thing that Gigek brought up was the Old Boy movie, the Korean Old Boy movie.
Yeah. Apparently, its deviation actually really paid off.
Yeah, because there's one scene that's referred to as the hallway scene. That is not in the manga at all, and yet is considered the most iconic part of the movie. Like, if you can make something like that in an original material like that stand out in an adaptation of a work, I think you've made a good adaptation. That's part of the reason why I think that, despite the fact that it deviates very heavily from the original novel, Edge of Tomorrow is a good adaptation of the original material. It does make really good references to the original material, but it's inconspicuous enough to where it works in context of the movie. But if you've read the original novel, you'll be able to pinpoint a few of these scenes, and it's like, oh, I see what you did there. And it has a lot of really good original material. Like, the entire third act is completely original to the movie. The entire third act where they do like an assault on the mimic hive and whatever. That is completely original to the movie, and
for Edge of Tomorrow,
fantastic material. Edge of Tomorrow, and that is really good material.
Do you really think All You Need Is Kill would have been a better title?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Because Edge of Tomorrow actually sounds kind of like a future movie. Yeah, I know it takes place.
Edge of Tomorrow sounds really samey.
Yeah, it just sounds super
really
generic.
Stands out about that title. So much so that at some point marketing started focusing more on the tagline "Live, Die, Repeat," which is actually a much better title for the movie.
Yeah, Live, Die, Repeat. Yeah,
Live, Die, Repeat is a really cool title for a movie.
That is one of my favorite movies of 2000 of this decade.
It is a really good movie, and I'm glad that I own the Blu-ray of it. I really need to rewatch it. But should we move on to email?
Yeah, this one comes from Zeke Freak.
Oh dear God! What's that shitlord doing now? What is it, Zeke?
Okay, all right. And he asks he has about 30 questions for us.
Sweet motherfucking Jesus.
Okay.
God. It's like that one time when it's like the most recent episode of Bakagaijin where Jekyll Geek sent us like 21 questions. And we ended up skipping one. So
yeah, I'm skipping. Yeah, there's definitely one I'm skipping, and it's because it's song lyrics. I'm like, no, dude. And plus, it's one of the most annoying songs back in high school. It's lyrics to "Hey fucking Delilah," like "Hey there, that song was the bane of my fucking existence back then. I hated that song. That was like the most overplayed song on the goddamn radio back in my day. Holy shit!
Oh my god.
Oh man, I hated that song. Hated that fucking song.
What does Zeke have for us today?
Okay, number one is, can we dance if we want to?
Well, if your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine.
Yeah, most definitely. How can I get my computer to stop crashing? Reinstall Windows, check your drivers.
The explanation for this is that we're doing a new series called the Bakagaijin Show Novelty Hour, where we do Let's Plays of visual novels. And while we were doing our first episode on Rewrite, Zeke's computer crashed 3 times when we were doing the screen sharing. And at some point, Zeke was like, fuck it, we have enough for an episode.
I'd never seen this. Was it just like thrown out or something like that?
No, he's gonna edit it all together and then he's gonna release it. But we recorded it a few days ago, and boy, fucking howdy! Was that just a big ass dumpster fire? It was a big ass dumpster fire. Yeah, we had to go through 2 different screen sharing programs before finding one that worked, and the one that does work keeps making Zeke's computer crash. So. Hopefully we can figure something out. Otherwise, this whole project is dead in the water.
The only
that's
thing
what he's talking about. But that's what he's talking about in regards to.
I would just say look at your drivers and probably do a fresh install of Windows. I would probably do that.
That probably wouldn't be a good idea because he has like 200 gigabytes worth of games on there or something. So
can't he just save all those on the cloud or something like that? Like
I have no idea.
Like I don't know how Steam works, but I'm pretty sure you could re-download all your games unless if it's like. Yeah, I mean,
don't know. It's
unless if it's games he's downloaded, illegally and all that stuff. Most likely
pirating, but
yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
What's the next question?
Was Grover Cleveland the descendant of Moses Cleveland? I don't know. IDK lol.
Next question.
What is your favorite BOTDF song? I don't know what he's talking about.
BOTDF. I am Googling BOTDF because I don't even know what the bloody fuck that is.
Yeah, I don't even
know. Blood on the dance floor.
Blood on the dance. Oh God, that. None of them.
Never. I'm going to be honest. I've never heard.
I know their name, but I know their name, but I haven't listened to any of their music at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
IDK lol.
Send better questions.
Okay. All right. Approximately how many Pocky can you fit in your filthy weeb mouth? For me, probably 20.
Probably around 25, 30. Like if you're talking just like shoving the sticks directly down my gullet, then probably around 25. But if we're talking like crunching them over or whatever, probably around 30, 35.
Yeah. Let's see. Number 6. Can I call you Oni-chan? Well, of course.
Of course.
By the way, Oni-chan is better than Daddy. Just saying.
Help.
Oni-chan is better than Daddy. Okay. You have $4. Okay.
What?
Number 7. You have $4 to spend at Burger King. What do you get? A Whopper Jr.
Don't they have that like 4 for $5 or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably a Whopper Jr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, don't go to Burger King.
Yeah. Go to McDonald's because all their drinks are $1. So.
And McDonald's is actually. Their McNuggets are good.
Yeah, I mean it's not like I don't think McDonald's is good. It's McDonald's and all that stuff.
Yeah. You definitely get what you pay for with McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's cheap and it sure does taste it.
Although I still like the Big Mac, but it's good because it's work food and all that stuff.
For me, it's like a nostalgic taste. So I'm not gonna call McDonald's good, but I grew up on it. So
yeah. Okay. So number 8. Do all dogs, in fact, go to heaven?
Lord, I hope so because
I'm
gonna miss Max.
Oh, same. Yeah, I want to see my dog when I get up there.
My goodness, I do hope so.
Okay, for number 9, have you ever eaten fresh eel? No.
No, cannot say that I have. And I know that you hate that phrase, but I'm going to keep saying it because that's just something that I do.
What? No.
No. Saying can't say I have.
Can't say I have.
Hates that phrase. He hates that phrase for some reason.
Zeke, if you're in the chat, please explain yourself.
He's explained it to me already. He feels it's kind of like the most roundabout way of saying no. Which I kind of get, but at the same time, it's a lot more interesting than just saying that.
Yeah.
What's the next question?
Okay, next question is boomerang or Nerf gun?
It's Nerf or nothing.
Yep, it's Nerf or nothing.
Yeah.
Number 11. I'm skipping because he has lyrics to that shitty fucking song. That was
Just say it.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Number 12. Are these hoes, in fact, loyal? Depends on which hose.
Depends on the hose. Next.
It depends on the hose, pretty much. He said it. He said the tagline.
What's next?
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay. Number 13. Whatever happened to Robot Jones? I don't know. It was a good show, though. It was all right.
Got canceled by Cartoon Network because Cartoon Network's a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're a bunch of pussies who are allergic to good content.
Yeah, even in their old days, they still kind.
Jones, he died.
Yeah.
Remember fucking Time Squad?
Yes, I never watched much of that though. I never saw it. I saw the ads.
When Cartoon Network started airing it at like 4:30 a.m., I would try to wake up at 4 so that I would actually watch Time Squad, even though my mom hated it. My mom hated it because she thought it was just this really crude, like, way too raunchy for me kind of show. And I'm like, I don't care. It's funny.
You know what? That
like,
was.
Come on, Mom, Dad, let me watch. It's like, Dad, let me watch Species, Terminator 2, and Starship Troopers, and you're saying Time Squad's too much.
You know what, Dad? My dad, you know, is like a big fan of Ren and Stimpy and all that stuff. So when that aired, he even detected that this has a lot of adult humor in it than usual.
Really does. Like,
yeah.
Like the robot and I forget the characters' names, but the robot and the main captain character are like constantly implied to be kind of like in a gay relationship.
Oh, really? I might have to.
Which was crazy risque at the time.
Well, yeah, I consider it was 2001.
Yeah, they kind of had a relationship similar to Jumba and Pleakley from Lilo and Stitch, but with a lot more sexual tension.
Okay, ready for the next question?
Absolutely.
What time is it? I ask with exuberance. Adventure time? I don't know.
It's 8:43 p.m.
It's 11:43 where I am.
Time zones, damn you!
Yeah, freaking time zone again.
It's muffin time. Actually, it's 12:30.
Oh, jeez.
Somebody kill me!
I'm gonna die.
I want to die.
Yeah, that's how I went. I wanna die.
Suicidal muffin.
Oh, from Asdif movie.
Yes.
Oh, okay. For number 15.
It's a lovely day to walk down the road, and if I ever stop singing, I will explode.
Okay, Kevin.
Done.
Kevin, when are you going to insert one in parentheses insert one of the dozens of things he said he'd do here?
Gosh, this kind of putting me on the spot. It's done when it's done.
Yeah.
When all else fails, 3D Realms answer.
Yeah. Okay. Number 16. This is a mindfuck. Okay. Favorite anime that starts with the first letter of your name. What is it? I guess Akira.
Favorite anime that starts with first letter of my first name.
K Missing Kings?
Let's see, it has to start with a K. Shit. Damn it. Hold on, let me just Google here. Try to bring up a list of anime that start with the letter K.
Yeah.
Anime.
While you're doing that, I will be right back. Entertain the audience.
Oh, hey, anime starting with K. Huh. That is weirdly a very popular searching term. probably would have to say, going down the list, I will probably most likely have to say, it's like if you want a movie, probably Kiki's Delivery Service. But insofar as like a TV anime goes, currently making my way through that. Gosh, there's a lot of anime that starts with the letter K. Gonna have to say, probably like Kinino Mosaic or something. Yeah, okay, let's go with Kinino Mosaic.
Okay, so what was the anime?
If we're going with like a movie, probably Kiki's Delivery Service. But if we're going with like a TV series, most likely Kinino Mosaic.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, hold on, never mind. Keto Tenchi, Angelic Layer.
Okay. All right.
Technically speaking, it's just Angelic Layer, but I'm putting the Keto Tenchi there. So
yeah.
it can qualify.
Yeah.
Because Angelic Layer is damn good. I need to buy the Blu-ray when Sentai releases that, if they haven't already. Then look that up.
Let's see. Number 17, Snort Nutmeg. No.
What was that?
Snort Nutmeg.
No.
That isn't a question. I just want to see you snort nutmeg on camera. I don't have my camera on, so joke's on you. Nice try, Zeke.
Dun, dun, dun. Anyway. Next.
Okay, hold up. Let me get my phone back to where we are.
Just want to see you snorting nutmeg.
Favorite meme of 2016?
Jesus. That is...
I like the caveman SpongeBob.
That was pretty good. There were actually a lot of memes from 2016. I can't really recall any of them at the moment.
Shit.
Maybe Arthur's Fist? What's going on?
Arthur's Fist. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, and we while last night, during
But you know what? You can have all the 2016 memes you want, but lost edits are eternal.
Lost edits.
Look it up.
Lost edits. I'll remember to look that up.
I am not even going to begin to describe that one here because it is the most politically incorrect shit.
Yeah, so not PC at all. Awesome.
Not the slightest.
Okay.
It's something I would probably say on Baka Gaijin show.
Okay. Number 19. Oh, yeah, number 19. Number 19. Name a realistic goal for the year.
Stop masturbating. Wait. No, I'm kidding.
Realistic goal, Kevin.
Yeah, what am I kidding? Realistic goal for the year? Oh, fuck. Again, putting me on the spot here, like, actually. Realistic goal. Probably just try to keep making, like, regular content in regards to, like, my podcasts and Otaku Midnight Gaming.
Yeah, mostly for me, just probably
Like,
keep it.
Like, I'm probably gonna try to focus a little bit more on Otaku Midnight Gaming over the next few months. A little bit. Again, it's still gonna be very, like, Otaku Midnight Gaming's still gonna be very on and off in regards to its output, but I'm gonna try to focus a little bit more on making said output. Because as it is, we have 3 episodes and two of them suck.
Yeah.
I'm not even to mince words there. Like, we suck, and we're going to work hard to not suck.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm definitely going to be helping him unsuck himself. So.
Wow, that came out wrong.
Sucked my own dick and got poisoned.
Dude, if I could suck myself, that would be great.
Oh God, sucked my own dick and got poisoned. No podcast tonight.
Oh,
Drill.
what's the next one? Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Okay. Do a fuck, marry, kill with whatever you answered for 16. There's like nobody I would fuck from Akira, so you fuck, marry. I would probably kill Tetsuo because Tetsuo is a son of a bitch, but that's just me. Fuck, marry, kill for Kinera Mosaic.
For Kinera Mosaic. Probably fuck Karen, marry Alice, and kill Shino because she's getting in the way.
Shino. Ayaya, ayaya. I would probably I would probably fuck Karen and marry Kevin. Don't know who I would marry. I would most likely just marry Karen.
Yeah, yep. You gotta make like different characters, so I decided to go with Alice for Mary because it's like not really kind of a, yeah. What's the next question? Because this is getting quite awkward.
You know what? Sometimes you just
let's keep the awkward conversations for private.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite game console? Name it.
Oh man.
I can answer this one.
What's yours?
The NES, the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, and
I think he's like trying to say narrow it down to one.
Narrow it down to one. Damn.
For me, that's difficult because I've been Nintendo's bitch my whole life.
Yeah.
But in regards to like overall output and stuff I've like really had fun with for a long period of time, probably, even though it was not a successful system, my favorite game system. No, wait, no, not GameCube. Like if we're including handhelds here, probably Game Boy Advance.
Ah.
Yeah, because Game Boy Advance, I played that one to death. Like so many good games on there.
Okay.
And it also has like some of the best Sonic games on there. Like the Sonic Advance trilogy is 10 out of 10.
Okay. Name something.
Plus, also Game Boy Advance actually has a lot of really fun classic style, like the old Raycast engines from like Doom or Duke Nukem 3D. They have a lot of really good classic style first-person shooters on there. You got stuff like Ice 9, which is a relatively decent one. You got the X vs. Sever games, which are both fantastic. You have an original Duke Nukem game, which is pretty much Duke Nukem 3D Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
And you also have a couple of really solid, albeit censored ports of Doom and Doom 2.
Yep. Okay,
And Dark Arena is a really overlooked one.
And for number 23, favorite Mark Wahlberg movie.
You assume I watch Mark Wahlberg movies.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever seen a Mark Wahlberg movie? What? No.
Okay, for let's see. For number 24, would you rather give it or receive an anal rimming?
Probably receive.
Receive. Yeah.
Because that is nice.
Yeah, we're not in the scat play here on Otaku Midnight.
Yeah, that's nasty. Not just, next one.
Okay,
I thought I said we leave the awkward conversation for private.
Who gives a shit? It's.
Damn it, Zeke! Don't bring Skype conversations onto Google Hangout live stream.
Nobody gives a shit. Okay. Also, number 25, Benzil, Rainstorm, Riddance, Half Index, Diabetic, Biz, Dusting, Lunenburg.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, Gesundheit. Number 26, I don't know what he's talking about. 13, 20, 15.
No, what's 13, 20, 15?
Yeah, 13, 20, 15. Get on it. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? IDK
Next.
lol. Favorite Dragon Ball villain. Now, do you mean like all of Dragon Ball, like Z and GT?
I'm thinking he means all of Dragon Ball. Yeah. 'Cause-
Okay, cool. Because I could definitely answer this one, but technically, doesn't it
Cheers.
become good later?
You're talking Vegeta, huh?
No, Android 17.
Oh, 17. He's gonna range the shit out of that park.
Yep, that he is.
Yeah. Favorite Dragon Ball villain? That is a tough one. I'm partial to Cell.
Yeah, definitely Cell as well. Cell was like always kind of, especially when he got into perfect form and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I really liked how his first form had sort of a horror film aesthetic to it, like very slasher movie, alien sort of design and overall tone to it. Like I thought that was really interesting putting it into Dragon Ball. So I'm partial to Cell in that regard. I am also rather fond of the Pilaf gang, if only because of how ineffective they are. And they get a lot of really good character moments in Super. So the Pilaf gang is pretty fun. Zamas is pretty interesting in regards to the fact that it kind of Zamas kind of brings the whole fallen god character into Dragon Ball pretty interestingly, because in Dragon Ball, gods are generally seen as these infallible sources of good, and Zamas kind of it kind of talks a little bit about how the gods are not actually perfect, and that even they are susceptible to flaws and sin, and kind of becoming a little bit too greedy with their own power. And that kind of approach in Dragon Ball was pretty effective, in my opinion. Of course, it also led to the creation of Goku Black, which is one of the most fascinating examples of taking an inherently bad idea of basically making Dark Goku and making it immensely interesting. Because, man, Goku Black is very fascinating in regards to, like, a Dragon Ball villain. Because we have had sort of dark counterparts to Goku before, but not quite like Black.
Okay.
Not quite like Black.
Yeah.
So it's a three-way toss-up between Cell, the Pilaf gang, and Samas.
Okay. A vulture is attacking. What do you defend yourself with? Probably if whatever is in the room right now, probably those two planks right there. Just like whack that motherfucker out.
I will attempt to slap it with my penis and then fail miserably.
Oh Jesus.
No. What do I use to defend myself? I would probably take this microphone right here and just swat at it. Like just take the scissor grip and just, no, get away. No, back. Just try to bash it with the scissor grip.
Okay, alright. Do you own, or have you ever owned a small bird? No, I have not.
Nope, never have.
Okay, alright. Number 30 should be
No. Technically speaking, I have, because when I lived in Missouri from when I was like birth to 6 years old, we actually had a chicken coop, and
Oh.
and I, in my own small 4-year-old way, tried to look after the chicks, and I
Aw.
just had a lot of fun. So yeah, I've worked with like small chicks before. It's pretty fun.
Okay, number 30 should be interesting. If you could have any one of the following if you could have any one of the following as a guest, who would it be? Filthy Frank, Ryan Gosling, Ashley Birch, Mr. Enter, JT Sexkick, Aaron Stone, Queen Elizabeth II, Keiji Inafune, Macklemore, Gabriella Ekins, Motherfucker Mike and his 15-inch penis, Elmo in character, or all members of Jam Project. JT Sexkick.
All members of Jam Project. Every single member of Jam Project. That would be amazing.
I would love to have JT Sexkick on the show because
realistically, though, I would love to have a discussion regarding like cartoons with Mr. Enter.
And as for
have you seen any of Mr. Enter's videos? Because they are
sir.
they're very fascinating.
No, sir.
Yeah, I do highly suggest checking out some of his material. He's really good.
Okay. All right.
I'd especially like to have a conversation like at length regarding adult animation.
Ooh. Yeah.
Because he seems to have very specific like opinions regarding adult animation. I kind of want to pick his brain a little bit because that seems like an interesting little topic that I think me and him could probably have a good back and forth on.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that interesting mail, Zeke. That was awesome.
Yeah, that last one was actually a pretty interesting topic.
Yeah, because
Dragon Ball Villains one surprisingly had me thinking quite a bit.
Yeah, for me that was a no-brainer. Android 17. So yeah.
Yeah. 17 is pretty great, and I can't believe he's back for the universe.
Yeah, that's what makes me kind of pumped to actually watch it again.
It's gonna be amazing. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I really can't wait to see how he's developed because we haven't seen him ever since like the very end of the Buu cycle, where we saw him very briefly contributing to the Spirit Bomb.
Yeah, and of course, like there was that Hellfighter 17 thing and GT and all that stuff.
We don't talk about Super 17.
It was that bad, huh? It sounded.
Yes.
It sounds like it sounds.
Super 17, actual worst villain in Dragon Ball. Actual worst.
Yeah, his design looked like a fucking Frankenstein monster, especially Super 17. Holy shit, what the fuck was that?
Super 17 was just ugly, and not even a good kind of ugly, like Cell's a good kind of ugly, or Frieza's a good kind of ugly. No, I'm talking like that guy just looked just very unappealing on a base level. Just did not look right.
Yeah. Well,
like I get what they were going with his. I kind of get what they were going with for his design, but he just did not look good. Really didn't.
Nope. Okay.
Like he's memorable. He's memorable for all the wrong reasons.
Jeez. Okay. All right. So, anything else you want to end out the show before I reveal the preview?
Ooh, boy, that preview. It's a thing. Aside from Otaku Midnight Gaming is going to be returning next month, ideally. We are going to be switching over to a different game due to the fact that me and Jen have a lot of issues kind of with improv and trying to keep ourselves going playing a single-player game.
Yeah.
We're switching over to a multiplayer game. And I think I'm going to just kind of throw out what the multiplayer game is. We're going to be playing Mario Party 3.
Nice.
Because me and Jen grew up on that game. We know that game front and back. We can... I think the big issue with Paper Mario is that we've never played it before, so going into it blind is kind of...
Yeah, blind is definitely not for the beginners when it comes to Let's Playing.
Especially considering that Paper Mario is an RPG, which has a lot of slow moments where you're just kind of grinding through levels and exploring and whatever. But with with Mario Party 3, it's a fast-paced party game with mini games practically every 5 minutes. It's going to be really fun, and we really can't wait to kind of share our own experiences with Mario Party, because with Mario Party, with how much we played it, we have some stories to tell.
But is it the game that ends friendships?
Don't you steal my fucking stars.
Fuck you, 6. If you steal my fucking star, I will punch you in the goddamn mouth.
Yes, absolutely. It is one of those games. Like, man, Chance Time can be a monster. Because Chance Time, I'll leave it for the show, but Chance Time is one of those parts of Mario Party where anything, like, in one turn, you could pretty much turn the entire game around. Like, the last placer could instantly become the first placer and would have so many stars and coins that no one would ever be able to catch up to them by the end of the game. Like, no one would ever be able to catch up to them by the end of the game. Like, it's one of those things. So I really can't wait to show you guys our experiences with Mario Party 3 and kind of share some stories with you, because it's going to be fun. Hopefully. Definitely better than our Paper Mario stuff.
Yeah.
Interestingly, we're moving from one Mario thing to another Mario thing. I ain't even mad.
Yeah. All right. As for me, we're going to be doing a lot more Otaku Midnights. Don't worry. Next episode, I don't know what the next episode's going to be. It's not going to be the Sword Art Online episode. That's not going to be for like at least another couple weeks. And
it's not going to be what we're about to announce, because that's a little ways off.
Yeah. All right. So with that, folks, thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry for the hiatus, and enjoy this glorious preview. Thank you for tuning in, everyone.
お前
静かにして。
何の真似だ。
Just stop!
話があるから、私の
Just
部屋に
stop
来て。
it!
明日じゃダメなのか？
No!
ダメ。
Just stop it!